Hello and welcome to The Successful Introvert, how to confidently grow your business and your bank account. Interviewing experts on how to grow your business, step out of your comfort zone, and thrive in your business. I'm Erin Summ, confidence coach, supporting shy and introverted women entrepreneurs to step past their fears of being seen and heard and into confidence so they can shine their bright, beautiful light in the world and make a bigger difference in the world and their bank account. So make sure to join the free Stand Up and Shine Confidence Challenge at erinsumm.com/confidence challenge to expand your confidence and increase your income in less than 10 minutes a day. So I am thrilled today to have Dr. Erin Oksol on today talking about the psychology of shyness. Dr. Erin Oksol is a success coach and business owner for business owners and entrepreneurs. With over 15 years of clinical experience as a psychologist, Dr. Erin shares her expertise in human behavior and change and helps her clients create significant positive change, both personally and professionally. Dr. Erin loves combining the science of behavioral psychology and peak performance with coaching to help her clients take their business from good to great. She believes you can do what you love and love what you earn. I love that.
You love that?
I love that.
I love it too.
Dr. Erin is a professional speaker and published author and enjoys inspiring people to live their best life. She and her husband, Garth, live in Reno, Nevada with her 3 children, Grace, Emily, and Zachary. So welcome, Dr. Erin. So excited to have you today.
Thrilled to be with you all. Thank you, Erin, for this great opportunity. We are going to help so many people together.
Today you're going to be talking about the psychology of shyness. And before we dive into the topic, tell me a little bit more about your business.
Okay, well, like you said, I am a success coach for business owners who really just have this vision that they're really meant for greatness, but maybe something is just quite not happening, or there's some sort of block there, and they just are ready. They're just ready to launch. They're ready to supercharge things and finally earn big, live big. And I do that, and I do that by applying my expertise in human change, in human behavior, in mindset, because we know that our businesses are won or lost in these 6 inches between our ears.
Yeah.
And we know the importance of that. And so I love it. I love applying psychology to helping people just earn more and love what they do and be on mission. So
yeah, I love that. Yeah, a lot of what I talk about too is the mindset and the fears, all the stuff that goes in our brains that really hold us back. I mean, we're our own worst enemies at times, right? So we really have it all happens up here.
I love to say, you're the person that you hear the most. You better be telling yourself a good story, and your brain really doesn't know when it's telling the truth or not. So you really have to pay attention to what you're telling it. So totally agree with that, Erin.
Yes. Yeah. So tell me, were there ever times in your business that you didn't feel confident in what you were doing?
Oh my gosh, of course. So I'm kind of a newbie to the coaching world, meaning I launched back in January. And even though I had been a successful psychologist for 15 years and ran my own private practice, I mean, I could not believe the nonsense that my thoughts were telling me. Who am I to be a coach? And what do I have to offer? And aren't there enough coaches out there already in the world? And what if this doesn't work? And what if I'm wasting my money? I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, that stuff, it dies down if you learn how to, work with your brain, but it never quiets completely. And so really learning to have a different relationship with those thoughts is so life-changing, because I know what to do with them now. But absolutely, of course, absolutely. We're human. So I'm a human too.
Yeah, we all are. And
I actually used to be really quiet and reserved. And if you know me, like that's not the case at all anymore. So it's fascinating to talk with you and your viewers about this idea of, I didn't used to be a confident person at all. I didn't used to talk to anybody. I would never have reached out to someone like you. I would never do anything like this. And so it's fascinating to me. And now I like to teach people, like, how do you make that transformation?
Yeah. So did you consider yourself shy?
I did consider myself shy, but I think I was more fear-based. I think I was just so in the land of what are people going to think of me. Mm-hmm. And so when you're living in that space, almost everything you do becomes kind of this proof of whether you're good enough or not. And that's just a really painful way to live.
Yeah.
And so I think when I uncovered and kind of worked through, I'm good enough and people like me, gosh darn it, I mean, just teasing you. But, when I finally worked through that, like, there's nothing. What if I were to walk around this world as if there's nothing to prove? What if I were to just do what I love and see who likes it? That was really transformative for me. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. That's, we have to not really care what other people think, right?
Yep.
Because we are amazing, and there's going to be some haters out there that aren't going to really jive with us, and that's totally fine, because we're amazing and we're doing awesome things. So yeah, to not worry about that is great. So how did you overcome those, when you were in those fears, how did you overcome those? How did you even notice, oh my God, I'm having all these fears?
I think the secret to that for me and for a lot of my clients over the years, I've noticed, is the phenomenon of allowing the fear to come with you anyways. Mm. There is this tons and tons of research in psychology that basically says whenever you tell yourself, no, I can't experience that, or no, I can't have that, or no, I can't have fear, or the brain actually creates more suffering, and it gets you kind of fused, so to speak. And so I learned to have this relationship with fear, or with, thoughts that might be not in my best interest. I just learned to take those along with me and say, I've got a mission I'm on here, and you can sit in the back and you can be quiet. And I know, I hear you back there, but I'm not going to listen, and I'm going to be the one driving my life, so to speak. And so it's almost like having an observational relationship, like an observer stance with my brain, that helped me become the one that was in control of what I thought about what I thought.
Yeah.
So, because some of that is uninvited and unwelcome. It's just our past training or conditioning. We're full of all these life experiences, and you can't control every thought that pops in your head, but you can control the second thought. So it's that power over the second thought.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I were to think, for example, you've never created a business that did 200K, I can say, oh, interesting, that of course you would pop up, because I'm stepping out of my comfort zone here, and you always show up when I tend to do that. And you know what? I'm capable of creating something that I've never created before. So it's like this back and forth, well, let me tell you what I think about that.
Yeah. And that's so important, is to recognize that you're even having the thought. A lot of people, right, they have those thoughts, but then they're like, well, that's just the way it is. Right. They don't recognize that it's something that they can change.
I mean, I think it's such great news that all of our thoughts aren't true. That's such great news, because we would be really in a bad shape if all of our thoughts were true.
Absolutely. Yeah. People say to me all the time, but you're so confident. I could never go on Facebook Live. I'm like, I've been doing videos for a long time. I didn't used to be like this. I used to be really shy, and it used to take me a long time to make a recorded video. But you have to practice. You can't just say, well, I can't do that, and not do it. You got to get out there and do it.
You do. And so, that is the second key, is it takes practice, but courage is like a muscle. It's like, you gotta, if you were going to the gym to build a muscle, you gotta, that hurts. It's called growing pains for a reason. You're breaking all those little fibers, and it gets stronger. And I love this saying. I think it goes, you have to be bad to be good, and you have to be good to be great. So guess what? We probably both started out pretty bad. I mean, we didn't, land here. This is a lot of practice and learning trials and tweaking. And with that comes some confidence. So the confidence follows the action.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think people get really confused there. They think, well, I will do that when I feel confident, or I will approach that guy that I want to date when I feel pretty. No, that's not your job.
Yeah.
Your job is to allow him to think you're beautiful, experience what that's like to have someone adore you, not to figure out whether that person's right or wrong about how great they think you are. So
Mhm.
all of those strategies really help build that confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Does that fear ever creep in now
Of
as you're
course.
building?
Of course. Not as much. Mostly it's excitement at this level. And you know, I've been at this inner game for a long time, and I feel like I'm finally starting to reap some benefits of it. But I like to say I could have got another PhD in personal development, because I have read so many books and, you know, really had to change my mindset.
Yeah, awesome. For any of you that are watching live, go ahead and comment if you have any questions. If you think this is awesome, which it totally is, go ahead and make sure to comment also so we know you're there. And if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the comments so that we can answer those. So tell us a little bit more, Erin, about the psychology of shyness and how you embrace shyness in order to gain confidence.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. No, I have been thinking about this because one of the strongest messages that sorry, my daughter was just calling me. Shyness is simply a personality trait. It's just a descriptor. And I think where we get it wrong is we rank order it as something that is bad or something that needs to go away. And you know what? It's like, Erin, you're a brunette, I'm a blonde, you're shy, I'm not, I'm not. They're literally, it actually doesn't have meaning behind it unless we put meaning to it. So my first thought about shyness is it's not bad, and it's not a weakness, and it's not something that needs to, the rest of your life, you have to figure out how to make it go away, because that's just a recipe for suffering in my eyes. Mm-hmm. Okay. The second strategy is, the second thought I have about shyness is it's a pretty global, stable kind of trait. It may move a little bit, but I think where people are going to get the most value is concentrating on their strengths rather than spending a lifetime of trying to work on something that they think is a weakness or a struggle. And so I would say, you know, invite your shyness to come along with you as you go for your dreams and you reach them, and have a relationship with your shyness where you are empowered and you are the one calling the shots.
Yeah.
So again, in psychology, the more you resist, the more it persists. So if you were to tell me for the rest of your life, Erin, I want you to be less bubbly, I want you to stop smiling so much, like that would be so painful to me.
Yeah.
Why would I tell someone who's shy they need to be gregarious and the life of the party? That's ridiculous. That's not true.
Right.
So I think, well, how can I manage my shyness and still do the things that I want to do? And one idea for that is start doing things that make you happy and that you love. Do those things and practice managing your shyness, because guess what? You're going to have energy. You're going to be your happiest self. You know, if going to a network lunch with strangers makes you want to like pull your, sounds like a root canal to you, don't do that. Like, you're not going to attract people in your life that you're wanting to, because you're not going to be in your best skin. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. So just like I might have fear of public speaking, but I'm really good at it and I love to do it, I might have some anxiety about that. I just have to say, come along. Just invite your shyness to come along and say, it's okay, we got this. And I'm figuring out some skill sets so that you're not such a burden for me to handle. And maybe that is, I'm going to learn how to compliment people and smile more than I naturally would. Like, those are two skill sets that I've learned that are so effective. I mean, they're so simple. You can make yourself do those things, but do you have to try to change your inner state and your inner personality? No, because shyness is not a bad thing. It's just a trait. It's not a character defect.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And, it's like we live in this, introvert and extrovert is different than shyness, but an extrovert if you want to be successful. And all these introverts are coming over here like, oh, I have to be this way. And they're putting themselves out there in this certain way, more extroverted and bubbly or whatever. And they lose themselves and they crash and burn. Same with shyness. You don't need to be this certain person, a different person than you are in order to be successful. Embrace it. And that's a lot of what I've done too is, I've not said that being shy is wrong for myself, but the more I try to get out there and be more confident, the more I am, the more confidence I gain. And I think that's the same for everyone, and step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, confidence is really, it's hard to be, it's almost like they're mutually exclusive. To be confident and experiencing total shyness, they're almost like they can't hang out together. And so you could really focus and benefit from learning how to build confidence. And that is stepping out of your comfort zone, being the kind of person you value showing up in the world as, and then noticing what you just did. Like, I was the kind of mother I valued being right there with my children, and when they were temper tantruming, like I kept it together. I think I might be, a pretty okay mom. Or I'm super scared to go to the gym. I've never gone and I'm not going to know how to kind of figure it out, but I'm going to go. And over time, it's actually going to become easy. So the more you practice things, you actually develop some expertise, so to speak, and the confidence then comes. So it's that noticing of, I took a little bit of a risk. I got out on the skinny branches of the tree, so to speak. And nothing bad happened. And in fact, some good stuff maybe happened. And so building confidence is like the way to get at shyness.
Yeah. You have to work at it and build, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and have 6-pack abs. You have to get there. You have to get out there and do it. Just like with working on.
Yeah. I mean, if you would have looked at me as a therapist 16 years ago, it would not have been pretty. And I was not confident. But 15 years in, I'm pretty confident that I'm a pretty good psychologist. But that was a lot of trials and learning and practice. So practice makes patterns, and patterns feel easy, and that builds confidence.
We've built that pattern of shyness over our whole lives too. We have to unravel that as well, change that pattern.
Ooh, I love that. That's so true. And the brain is so cool because it will actually create new neural pathways when you practice something different. And so those old pathways of shyness will actually, it's almost like the grass will start growing up over the path, and your brain will just take that new path instead. So just know, like, that's going to happen for you. It's going to work for you that way.
Yeah, love that. Cool. So what advice do you have for other entrepreneurs?
Oh, I'm sorry, friend. You cut out.
Uh-oh.
Okay, try it again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
What advice do you have for other entrepreneurs who may feel shy or lack confidence?
Just do the next thing in front of you. Just do the next thing in front of you and repeat the next day. Just wash, rinse, repeat. Just keep doing little steps. Because guess what? You're going to grow in little steps as well. So a lot of people really fear success, actually, without even knowing they're really fearing that. Or they fear, well, what if I do make 200 grand and I have a team and I don't know how to work with the team, guess what? That doesn't happen overnight. You're going to grow into the person that can sustain that. It's why people who win the lottery all lose their money. They have not grown into the person that is developed to handle that success. So great news. It's just going to happen over time.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Any other tips for the people watching?
No, just love yourself and be you. The world just wants you to be you. Isn't that great news? We all just want you to be you.
Yes, that is awesome news. I love that. Awesome. Well, what do you have for our viewers today? I know you have a little special something.
I am so excited. I'm going to drop a link below after we get off. I am running my next group coaching program called the Psychology of Success. It's a 6-week program. It's going to be priced at a phenomenal rate because I am really tweaking it in a pilot kind of way. And so while I hope it's perfect, it might not be. And so for that reason, people are going to get a really great price for that. So I would love to hop on the phone with people and chat about that program, but you're really going to learn these ways of applying mindset and focused action and increasing your productivity and feeling less busy and more productive. It's going to show up in your bank account and your business. So I would love to welcome people to look at that with me.
Nice.
Thank you, Erin.
Fantastic. Yeah. So we'll look for that link underneath the video. And how can viewers get in touch with?
They can go to my website, thepsychologyofmission.com. So again, that's thepsychologyofmission.com.
Okay.
And there's a little link there to connect with me.
Okay, perfect. And I know you're on Facebook and all that good stuff too. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Erin, for being on today. And all the value you gave us.
Thank you, Erin.
Next week, everyone, this is a weekly show. Most interviews will be happening on Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific. Next week, we'll be having Michelle McClintock on to talk about staying emotionally protected as an empath. So she'll be discussing how to know if you're an empath, how to emotionally protect yourself, especially when networking, and how to keep your energy and your office space clear. So make sure to tune in next week. Okay, said very healthy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, everyone have a great rest of your day. Again, thank you so much, Erin. And tell us one more time how to get in touch with you.
Thepsychologyofmission.com.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Erin. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
You too.